listening to Radio Rendall with me, Mike Rendall, on 104 Corvette FM. I'm joined via Skype today by a great friend of the show. He's the main man of Slap the Dragon. It's Jazz Ahoy. Jazz, it's great to have you with us again, buddy.
Can you hear me, Mike? Can you hear me, Mike?
Yeah, Jazz, you're live on Radio Rendall.
Oh, good. Hi, Mike. It's great to be here. Well, not here as such. I'm sat in a travel lodge.
Oh, God, no. Oh.
Yeah.
But you're happy to be here on the show, okay? Yeah, right? You're happy to be here on Radio Rendall.
Oh, yeah, of course I am, Mike. You know, I'm a big fan of the show. When I'm not on it, I listen to it, wherever I am. I love the podcast. I love the range of people you have on here. People say that you give people an easy ride and you don't really challenge artists on here. But I think you do a great job, Mike.
Well, thank you, Jazz. That's great to hear. And I'm glad you say that because straight away today we've got to talk about this controversy surrounding the new track that you brought out not that long ago. But
okay,
you're working with a controversial rapper by the name of O Dirty Sex Attacka.
Yeah.
Now, O Dirty Sex Attacka, he's been called a misogynist, he's been called a sexist, he's been called a pervert, all of the above. What do you see? You yourself and the band have come in for some criticism for working with this guy.
Mike.
Now, can you justify this, Jazz? What's the deal with this guy? What's the fucking deal?
Well, first off, let me start, Mike, by saying that the whole arrangement came about. It was a misunderstanding.
Okay.
Kevin and myself, we'd gone to London. We'd gone to speak to some high-ranking record people.
Exciting.
Okay, we were talking business. We were talking numbers.
Right.
It was one of those weekends. I had been to relieve myself, not in a sex way. I'd been to relieve myself in a toilet. Again, it wasn't a George Michael situation. I genuinely needed to urinate, okay? You drink a lot of coffee in these meetings, and, the old bladder, it fills up. I'm not as young as I was, Mike.
I know the feeling.
Basically, I needed the toilet.
Oh.
So I'd been and I removed my penis and I urinated and I washed my hands. That's always something that people should remember. That's one of my pet peeves, Mike. People go into the toilet and not washing their hands. It's not acceptable.
No, I agree.
People listening to this, you need to remember. It's disgusting, the things that you put on your hands when you might have urine on it, you might have, pubic hair, you might have, you may have crabs. It's foul. Wash your hands for fuck's sake. Anyway, Mike, back to what I was saying. I'd been in the toilet and I came out and basically I witnessed something that shocked me. It shocked me.
Right.
Kevin was being pinned against the wall by what I can only describe, and not in a racist way, as a large black man with a knife. And I didn't want him to be black. I didn't even want Kevin to be threatened at knife point. But he was. And unfortunately, it was a black man. And there's no getting around that. I wish it had been white. I wish it had been a white man trying to stab him. But it wasn't. He was black. And I apologise. I apologise to the black community for this, for Kevin. I mean, to be fair, he didn't actually provoke him. I don't know what it was. I think he just attacked him.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is shocking. That is shocking, Jazz. I can imagine the fear you must have had. What did you do? Did you tackle him? Did you raise the alarm?
Well, it was an awkward one, Mike.
Absolutely.
I wanted to save Kevin. That was my first thought, but at the same time, I thought, what's the point in two of us getting murdered? It was going to be bad enough if we'd have lost Kevin. No, we didn't want to lose, myself as well.
Oh, both of you.
Luckily, as it happened, I managed to talk him down. I managed to talk him out of it. I explained that, my name was Ahoy, and I was, and me and Kevin were there together, not in a homosexual way as I've spoken about. Yes, it was a toilet. Yes, it was in London, but there was nothing homosexual going on. Okay, everyone knows that.
Of course.
But I did have to explain to him that, we were in a band who explained that, the band was Slap the Dragon, and I actually got my phone out. I'd not got a lot of battery left. That was another problem that day. And I showed him, and I played him some of our music, and that's when he told us that his name was O Dirty Sex Attacka, and he was from New York, and he was over there looking for a record deal himself. And he was looking for a collaboration. And as he had that knife to Kevin's throat, Mike, and I agreed to work with him there and then. I thought, I really struggled because I was concerned about my artistic integrity. And then, the thought of him, slicing Kevin's windpipe with a big knife. I agreed, and we collaborated. We got in the studio that very evening, and we came up with a track, which was Avalanche of Shit 2016.
So, with that done, and we having recorded with this guy, he's clearly got issues. What happened there? You've been in the studio, you've made the song, and apparently it's gone on and done really well. It's been, it's won awards, I believe, in America. This guy now, he's huge over there. He's got a record deal. I guess what I'm trying to say, Jazz, and please don't take this the wrong way, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful. In a way, it's kind of an indictment of the music industry itself, but how is this guy, who essentially got his break by holding a knife to Kevin's throat, he is now a multi-selling artist, and you haven't? What has happened there?
Well, I think the problem is pretty simple, Mike. I'm going to say this with no disrespect to you either. But, yes, O Dirty Sex Attacka, he's a misogynist. Yes, he's sexist. Yes, he's got a bit of a god complex. Yes, he's a psychopath. Yes, he's got everything via, underhanded, foul means. But you know what that means to me, Mike? All that says to me is that in 5 years' time, this guy could very well be the president of the United States.
Whoa.
That's all I've got to say, Mike.
Look, Jazz, that's a little close to the bone. I am from America myself. Whatever you think of Trump or whatever, these guys,
He's mad, Mike.
I cannot believe you're comparing, Donald Trump to Old Dirty Sex Attacka. What?
They're both fucking mad, Mike.
I suppose when you think about it, there are similarities.
Look, Mike, I don't want to fall out with you. We get on great.
I agree, Jazz.
It's a heated discussion. It's a heated topic. I understand why people, they don't like Old Dirty Sex Attacka. I understand that. But, there's no need for us to fall out today.
Absolutely, Jazz. I agree.
I've given my reasons why we've worked with him in the first place. Kevin's getting over the nightmares now. We may work together again in future. What I would say is Sex Attacka now, he's a different character now. He's a different guy,
change.
Mike. And sometimes you got to give people a second chance, Mike. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got a second chance, didn't you? After that drink driving ban that you had. Dead horse.
Yeah. Okay. Listen, we're gonna have to leave it there, Jazz. Right there, actually. Thanks for joining us, Jazz, as always, and coming on and being brave enough to tackle this subject.
My pleasure, Mike. Thanks again. No hard feelings.
You've been listening to Mike Rendall on the Mike Rendall Radio Show on Corvette FM. We'll be back soon, but until then, keep rocking.